The opportunity was to bring everybody to the table, to understand all the different interest groups and what the issues were, and really to map forward, first understanding the problem and then looking at options to solve that problem, to plan for new port, road, rail and land infrastructure for the next 50 years and beyond. So stage one really was trying to understand the problem we were trying to solve. Why do we actually need to grow? What sits behind that growth? What are the growth projections around in terms of how we're growing as a community and from an economic and a lifestyle perspective? And then understanding what the capacity issues with our current network were. Stage two was really, what are the options we have to solve the problem? Different ways we could provide capacity, both at the port and along the transport routes, and then really shortlisting those options down to a preferred one. I think we're really at a time where the community is calling for an ability to get involved in the decision making around infrastructure. And this gave us the chance to bring everybody to the table, to understand how the facilities that we offer from a port logistics perspective impact them and what they want to see in terms of growth for their future. So previously, port exercises have been done largely from an engineering perspective. This was really a whole of system question to be answered, and we allowed everyone to come to the table to answer that. It has been a really tough job, but a huge opportunity to really push the parameters on how we think about our new infrastructure, particularly as our community grows and we have more density around assets that have an impact on the community. So starting a conversation with companies and with individuals about what that looks like over time, and really thinking about the behaviour that comes with that and the choices we make as individuals and what that means for our future growth. Look, there's definitely been some groups that have got some very strong views, and in their defence, held views with basis for the members that they're representing. So our challenge was to understand those issues and try to see a path through in the myriad of all the different things we were balancing, so the economic, the social and the environmental, to find an option or a couple of options that were the best on balance. I think we are at a time of growth, and Perth particularly, we're on the cusp of sort of hitting that large city status. New ports are not something you build every day. So if you think of it in a global context, it's exciting to look at other examples around the world, and we will be one of those examples. I think too, where we're looking in Cockburn Sound is a unique environment. It has issues from the past in terms of being impacted, but we're really keen on building something that's best in class in terms of the environmental management and mitigation. So we've really brought people to the table around that issue. I think there are a couple of really big things that are different and that can be legacies from this project. The design of the port itself, how we use technology, what we do in terms of supply chains, what it means for workforce and skills. I think they'll all be really exciting components. But the two pieces that really stand out for me are, what do we do with the environment? How do we make sure we can continue to grow, we can build new infrastructure, but we can also nurture and potentially improve the state of our physical environment? The second part is really around economic development and leaving a legacy. And our Aboriginal people really have a huge opportunity in this project to be part of it from the beginning. So firstly, understanding culturally what the history of freight and trade is in this state, really bringing to the table the knowledge base that exists within the elders, particularly around the environment and some of the opportunities there. And then what are the jobs that we can create for the generations to come to ensure that this project is an investment in everybody's future. Personally, I think excited. I think this is an opportunity that we don't often see from governments to really think forward and create long-term plans to ensure our prosperity. There is impact and there is change, and that is frightening for people. But I think we will again open the doors and allow people to come to the table to talk about what that means for them and try and find ways to make sure that we get the best outcome for everybody.